Welcome back to Trusting God, your home for rich, meaningful devotionals from the book of Psalms. Today we turn to Psalm 35, where David pours out his heart in a time of betrayal, injustice, and persecution. This is not just a prayer, it's a spiritual cry for divine intervention, a battle song of faith when enemies rise against us. If you've ever felt wronged, abandoned, or falsely accused, this psalm will speak to your soul. Before we begin, like this video, subscribe to our channel Trusting God and comment "God fights for me" or 3,535 if you believe that the Lord still defends his people. And remember, you can catch Psalms 1 to 34 on our channel. And join us next for Psalm 36 and beyond. Chapter 1. Lord, contend with those who contend with me. Verses 1 to 3. David begins with a passionate plea. Contend, Lord, with those who contend with me. He isn't seeking vengeance in his own strength. He's calling on the Lord of hosts, the divine warrior, to fight for him. This chapter is a reminder that we are not alone in our battles. When we're surrounded by slander, betrayal, or spiritual attacks, we can call on our God to rise and defend us. His justice is never delayed. His protection is sure. If you're facing any kind of battle today, comment "God fights for me" and subscribe for more strength from the Word. Chapter 2. Let the enemy fall into their own trap. Verses 4 to 8. David calls out for justice, not out of hate, but out of pain. He prays that the wicked would fall into their own snares, that their plots would turn back on them. This is a cry we understand. Lord, let truth prevail. Let the traps of the wicked collapse under their own lies. God sees every setup, every manipulation, every injustice, and he will turn it for your good. Comment "God is my defender" if you believe he will right every wrong in your life. Chapter 3. My soul rejoices in his salvation. Verses 9 to 10. In the middle of pain, David begins to rejoice in faith. My soul will rejoice in the Lord and delight in his salvation. This is faith before the breakthrough, worship before the answer. It's a holy confidence that says, I may be surrounded, but my deliverer surrounds me. Has God ever delivered you from something unseen? Type "Praise be to God" below to testify. Chapter 4. Betrayed by the ones I loved. Verses 11 to 16. This section cuts deep. David describes the sorrow of being falsely accused by those he once prayed for. When they were sick, I mourned for them, but in my trouble, they rejoiced at my pain. This is the pain of betrayal, the grief of loyalty returned with cruelty. But even in heartbreak, David turns to God, because God knows the sting of betrayal, and he is near to those who feel abandoned. If you've walked through betrayal and healing, comment "God restores the brokenhearted." Chapter 5. How long, O Lord? Verses 17 to 21. David pleads, how long will you look on? He asks what we've all asked in hard seasons. Why does injustice seem to win? Yet even in his questions, David doesn't turn from God. He leans into him. This is true faith, not a life without questions, but a life that brings its questions to the Lord. Comment, I trust your timing, Lord, if you've ever waited on God in silence. Chapter 6. Vindicate me, O Lord. Verses 22 to 26. David moves from lament to expectation. He knows that God has heard every cry, seen every tear, and will bring vindication. He prays not for prideful victory, but for God's name to be honored through justice. He says, may those who rejoice at my hurt be put to shame. This is not revenge, it's righteousness. It's the hope that God will make wrong things right and dark things light. Type, victory belongs to the Lord. To stand in faith with David. Chapter 7. Let my tongue tell of your righteousness. Verse 27 to 28. The psalm ends in worship. My tongue will proclaim your righteousness and your praises all day long. David's pain didn't end his praise. It ignited it. Let this be your declaration too. I will praise you even before the justice comes, because you are always worthy. Psalm 35 reminds us that God sees the injustice, hears every whispered lie, and will fight for his people. If you feel misunderstood, betrayed, or weary from battle, lift your voice to heaven like David did. Justice is coming, mercy is moving, and God is already working. Revisit Psalms 1 to 34 to strengthen your walk. Subscribe to Trust in God to never miss a new psalm. Drop a comment, 3,535, or God is my defender, if this psalm gave you hope today. Until next time, keep trusting, keep praising, and keep your heart set on God. He will never fail you.